Home and Wealth, sponsored by Rodney Anderson with Supreme Lending.
Okay, if you're in the market to buy a home, but you can't seem to get the pre-approval, well, you need advice from a mortgage expert. So Rodney Anderson is joining us this morning with five things that can really torpedo your mortgage application. Good morning.
Good morning, Shannon.
Okay, this is some good stuff, so you got to pay attention. Now, Rodney, I know that housing inventory, they're kind of low right now, but the market isn't always the only barrier that sometimes homeowners or home potential buyers really will face. What else hurts the American dream when it comes to ownership?
Well, number one thing you have to keep in mind is that you're asking somebody to lend you $300,000 or $500,000. So a lender's going to ask you a lot of questions and want documentation. The first thing they want to know is, what does your credit look like? Okay, because I want to know, have you paid your bills on time? Have you had any late payments? Do you have collections? Have you had any public records, I call them, which are bankruptcies, foreclosures, short sales, making sure that everything is in place so when you go to borrow the money, that I know that you're going to pay that money back on time every time, and that's what we're looking for.
All right, so credit, you know that's first. Next on your list is debt to income, or DIT. I didn't learn about this until we were buying our home here in Texas, how important that is.
Here's what a debt to income ratio is. It's a limit that the federal government sets forth that your monthly expenses, including your house payment, can't total a certain percentage of your income. So let's say if you make $10,000 a month between a husband and wife, just as an example, a debt to income ratio may not be able to exceed 50%. And what that is, Shannon, is $5,000. That means your house payment, your car payments, your student loan payments, all your credit card payments cannot total more than $5,000. Otherwise, you may not be able to qualify for a loan. So it's important to know what's the maximum debt to income ratios, and that's our job to make sure we're putting you in the perfect loan in the perfect situation.
Okay, so number 2 is DTI, but number 3, the property. Is it not worth the price? Do you see this a lot? People say, you know, they're saying it's this, but it's not worth it.
Yeah, we see a lot of people right now where they're overbidding on properties, where people are listing their homes for over the value because every house in the neighborhood, the exact same floor plan, might be at $380,000, but you don't have any upgrades, but you're trying to sell it at $410,000. So the house does have to appraise, and we have to make sure in the contract, if you're going to bid over and pay the difference, that you put that in the contract. So appraisal is key, and property is key.
All right, you heard that. So number 4 on the list, you've seen a lack of documentation affect the loans. We talk about this a lot, giving you everything you need.
I saw one last week where a gentleman called me to get pre-approved, and he said, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to allow you to pull my credit. I'm not going to tell you what my income is. All I need is a pre-approval letter. And I'm like, there's no way in heck that I would ever give a pre-approval. Well, other lenders will. Well, they should lose their license. Because if I have not, why would I give you a pre-approval letter by just,
You look like a nice person.
Yeah, you do. What I tell people, it doesn't matter how good looking you are, what kind of car you drive, or any of that. It's going to be, how do you look financially? That's what I care. Are you good looking financially, or have had troubles in the past?
I thought that was a known one, but I guess not. But number 5, taking out credit right before you close?
Yeah.
Who does that? That was my question to you. Who does that?
A lot of people. Do not, when you're applying for a mortgage, until you're fully closed or even right after, do not go buy cars. Do not go apply for credit cards. Do not go accumulate other debt, because we will find out, because the day of closing, we have to pull a report, and it tells me whether you went out and got new debt, if you increased your credit card balances. So it's key you put all 5 of these things together, work with a great lender, and then you know where you stand up front, but get pre-approved up front.
All right. Well, if you have other questions and you want to make sure you do not torpedo your application, give Rodney a call. All you got to do is give him a call at 1-800-EXPRESS, or you can go to rodneyanderson.com.